is when someone is sending through a CV to you, what are you looking for? What does a resume, a CV, what does the one that stand out? What out of the 2,000 that you went through?
I like to call it a CV that gives me goosebumps, because very good CVs literally give me goosebumps. Like I get very excited.
Yeah. Is that through? Sorry, before you get it, is that through? Do you, for your 2,000, do you always ask for cover letters?
Not always. I think there's specific positions, like for senior positions, I do.
Yeah.
But for other positions, not really. Because if I'm recruiting for a restaurant and then they're looking for a waitress,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense for me. Yeah. It doesn't make sense for me to request for a cover letter. So not all of them.
Yeah. So because I was thinking about the goosebumps, how you get goosebumps from.
It's definitely from the CV.
Cover letter. So just looking at qualification and what
just looking at qualification, because the thing about me is when I'm shortlisting, I take it an extra step and print out the job description that I put on Go Zambia.
Okay.
And then I'm going to now highlight to say, okay, with this person, I'm looking for this experience, I'm looking for this ability, I'm looking for this. And then when I start shortlisting, I've already studied my job description, so I know what I'm looking for in your CV. So I'm basically matching. So first and foremost is your layout. That's the first, because when I open a CV, that's the first thing I see.
Okay, the layout.
Yes, the layout. So if you're going to have different font sizes and then your CV is arranged in all sorts of, that already is a no. I'm not even going to take the time to read any further, because just the first glance is not appealing.
Yeah.
So the format definitely speaks to me. And then the font size that you have used, you should be able to use a font size that is clear enough to be read. Nothing too small, and then nothing too big that is all up in our faces.
Yeah.
And then after that, I immediately now move to your summary. I'm hoping the top of your CV has a summary, because that's the one that is communicating to me who you are. Even before I get to your education, even before I get to your experience, who are you in at least 4 sentences?
Oh.
In those sentences, you should be able to give me your name, your education, and what you've done, and the skills that you've acquired from what you've done. Then it should now correlate to the experience that I'll read at the bottom. Okay. So it now comes down to experience that is linked to exactly what I'm looking for. You can't be, say for example, now the active recruitment that I have is of, I have a client who's looking for riders, like these motorcycle riders.
Yeah, delivery guys.
Yes. So then you can't be with your degree, and then you've shown me all your experience. Maybe say, for example, you worked as a loan officer and you worked everywhere else. But then if my job description says you should have at least had 2 years of experience as a rider, in that case, then I don't care about every other experience.
Oh.
The only experience I'm looking for is that of a rider. Unless you're telling me in your experience as a loan officer, you also did a little bit of
riding.
Yes, then it makes sense. So I'm definitely looking for someone who's matching the experience.